Yo, what's going on, world? What's going on? Hopefully, you guys are straight. Hopefully, everybody's doing good. My prayers go out to anybody that's going through things. We're gonna start this reading off right with the Leahs. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below once you guys review this or however you guys feel. Drop a comment in the comment section. You already know how that go, right? We're gonna be doing the deck of 12 as normal, and let's begin. I apologize for the sound effects from the table, from the cards slapping on the table. I apologize for that in advance, but let's begin, right? Okay, hold on. Alright, Spirit, what do we have for the Leos? Alright, here we have Rebel, free spirit. So possibly learn to be free. And this is any situation. I want you guys to very understand this. And this is why I enjoy doing these type of videos, because I want you guys to tap into a different mentality. When it comes down to free spirit, this means not allowing nothing to tie you down. And now you have responsibilities, your kids or whatever, that's different. But I mean, if you're in a position where you feel like, oh, well, I'm at a certain job, I'm making money, okay, that's cool. But make sure that you guys are open-minded to other opportunities as well, because there's nothing like being tied down mentally to a situation just because you feel like this is all you have. You need to explore. You need to make sure that your mind is willing to attract new endeavors. If they do come, you guys will be willing to look into them if they are applicable and are reasonable and are practical in your situation, and they can help and assist you guys to getting closer and closer to your goal of ultimate happiness. Just keep this in mind when it comes down to free spirit. This is what it means from my perspective. These are all really opinions, but if you guys would like to hear what I have to say, stick around. All right, so you guys learn to have free spirit. Rebel could just be like going against what the system, quote unquote, wants you guys to be a part of, and that's all how you guys view it. I'm not here to try to describe to you guys of the system and nothing like that. Y'all do what y'all do, right? We have flow or water, right? Flowing. You guys are in this position or this energy of learn to flow, learn to kind of be flexible. Water takes the shape of any object that is formed in, right? Water doesn't have a shape. So having flowness, if that makes sense, if that's even a word, I don't care. I make up my own words sometimes. Having flowness is going to assist you guys when it comes down to probably not allowing yourself to get stressed about the littlest things possible, right? Today I was actually riding my motorcycle and some guy pulled over. Now I already had a feeling that he was going to kind of try to cut me off, but I kind of just shrug it off, because you got to understand that's what comes with good energy. When you have good energy, negative energy comes try to knock you off your pivot or try to distract your day. If he didn't hit me, why I'm gonna sit? And this was funny. I think he expected me to actually say something. I kind of kept it pushing because I had better things to do in my life, right? This is where you gotta understand the flow with the energies. If the energies are acting up, if you can avoid any extra conflict or any extra situations that doesn't even matter at this point because no damage was caused and things like that, learn to just flow. Learn to just let things off your chest. Like they say, let things flow off your shoulders like water. Just let it flow off, right? So this is the situation where you guys learn to become, where you guys learn to be in, right? Just flowing. All right, Leahs, we have inventor or ingenuity. Kind of being genuine for the things, your inventions. There's new ideas. There's new different creations that you guys, and this could be just everyday creations, everyday tasks at hand. Like every day, I'm talking. How can I put this? Breakfast. I'm really trying to get you guys to understand. It's anything. You guys gotta really be open minded. So you guys are in this position to just being an inventor, being a creator for whatever the case is, creating your life, creating your lifestyle, however you want to adjust. If you want to wake up at 2 a.m. and do your job, whatever, you can do whatever you desire, right? As long as you're on your own and you're an adult or whatever the case is, you can create your own system. So get very creative. You guys in this energy of becoming very creative and inventing new topics, new food choices, new whatever the case is, right? But just being open-minded and being a creator. You guys in this energy of being a creator. Also being a genuine creator as well, like doing things for a genuine reason, right? All right, we have dance or movement, right? When it comes down to your goals or whatever the case is, ensure you guys are focused, because okay, you know what the dancer card looks as it represents. These can be distractions in life. Anything that seems very flashy or whatever the case is, and I know they say old gold, old the old things glitter isn't gold, and I'm not really referring to that part, but I just want you guys to understand that there's gonna be distractions in your life, and you just gotta kind of focus on the goal. Like if you guys are in this game to change an image or provide some sort of value, that's where you really can seek out those desires. Like I don't want you guys to chase any type of resources. And I say this because if you chase results, such as action or things that happen, like if you chase results like monetary or whatever the case, if you chase only what you receive from doing hard work, you're gonna end up getting into depression stages because you're gonna feel like you should have made more, you made too much, or you made too less, or whatever the case is, right? But you gotta just stay focused on there's details, there's the reason why you're even doing it to begin with. So this card is for those distractive moments, things that can potentially move you away from where you're trying to go, right? So just be very mindful of any distractions. Okay, you guys learn to have a free spirit. You guys learn how to flow like water. You're inventing things or becoming an inventor or even just doing things in a genuine aspect when it comes down to creating things. And you guys are also possibly got to watch out for movements that doesn't really seem like they're very productive for you. Like, I don't know if you guys heard that statement where somebody's just running up and down the office space, but they're never getting anything done. They just look like they're doing stuff. That could be that situation. Excuse me, right? For the Leos, we also have passion, right? This is fire, or things that, it's a burning sensation. It is a passion that you guys have. So this is a sign for you guys to follow your passion. When it comes on your free spirit, allow your spirit to take you guys freely towards your passion, right? We have leadership or ruler. This is coming from flow. So possibly in order for you to be the best ruler or the best leader, and I don't want you guys saying this in an arrogant way, but it just means that you're guiding people toward the best results possible for not only themselves, but also the community, helping the community out, right? Helping everybody. Everybody helps. To each one, teach one. Everyone helps each other. We are all in this together, right? So when it comes on to flow, it's coming onto the flow card. So in order for you guys to potentially be able to teach the best means, you got to be able to be as, I want to say, not only transparent like water is, but just being able to be flexible with your audience, or be flexible with your people or your facility or your community members, anybody that may look up to you or may want to attract some type of information from you, whatever the case is, depending on whatever your facility is as a leader. I don't know what you guys' specifics are. You could be leading your kids in the right path, whatever the case is, but this is just the energy of being able to be as kind of free thinking, right? Being able to kind of think of different ways to communicate with one another. Like, everybody's different, so you kind of gotta flow. You can't be regimental in these type of leadership roles. You can't be strict. You have to be willing to be flexible with your audience or with your coworkers or whomever you gotta be a leader to, right? That's why I try my best to, because if I'm gonna be a voice or whatever the case is, whatever you guys want to call this channel, I would have to think of different. I'm trying to think of different subjects and examples, and it challenges me as well, because if I just go off of what I certainly think that it means, you might think differently. So I try to throw at least a couple of them out there, just as much as I possibly can, so that in case there are other people watching that might not understand my specific lingo, they may or may not pick up a different type of lingo if I express it in a different format, right? All right, next one we have for you guys is warrior or boundless. That's what this is? Yeah, so, I'm sorry, boundaries? Boundaries. Okay, I think that says boundaries from warrior, right? So even this is falling under the Adventure card. I believe it says boundaries, so I'm assuming situations for like hitting on the target. Maybe you guys got to kind of like have boundaries, or even have some type of things that, like principles almost, right? Having principles. So even when you guys are having a warrior spirit, you're potentially starting to input morals and principles into your journey, right? Things that you don't do, things that you wouldn't do. And this sounds cliche, but I mean, listen, this channel is specifically, because I have to throw this out there, this channel is specifically to help and assist with altering someone's mind out there, right? Having that understanding. Like a lot of people would say that, oh, it's cliche, but they don't do it. So it's just like, is it really cliche if everybody, because I promise if everybody was doing it, then the world wouldn't have these situations that they got going on. So it needs to be said, right? Yeah, you guys are potentially having like things that you don't do and things that you wouldn't do. The last video I talked when it was about cancer, it was for the cancers. I talked about if you guys are in situations where you got to cut energies off. Now you got to be practical about this, of course, right? Sometimes you just have to kind of limit how much time you spend with somebody. So this could be situations like that. You're just implementing things into your day and not saying that, oh, I'm going to start it. Like really do it. You know what I mean? But you guys could be in that type of position. Even when it's coming under the events card, you guys could be creating different different ways, like actually input, like no, seriously, like putting it down, like writing on a piece of paper, this is what I'm going to be doing. This is exactly how I will maintain this type of lifestyle. This is exactly how I will maintain a healthy relationship with this quote unquote person that I wanna still communicate with, but I don't want to overindulge with them, and I don't want to underindulge either. Like say a parent, like say your mom or your dad, you guys might not be on good terms, but you might turn around and say, okay, the weekends or something, I hit them up. That way I'm not neglecting my relationship with my peoples, but I'm not neglecting them 100% because maybe you still want to have that connection. I'm not neglecting them, but I'm also not overindulging in certain situations. If they're not supportive, then you kind of have to work with that type of energy, depending on how you feel. I can't make the shots for you. You can only make them for yourself. But that's just a slight and small example of what I'm pertaining to. So when it comes on to creating certain aspects that you do and you don't, your do's and your don'ts, right? And don't worry if these messages don't make no sense to you guys. I mean, listen, I will read a book. If whatever it happens to make sense to me, I'll just pick up on it. I don't try to stress about knowledge and things like that. You guys if you're meant to take the information, you're going to take it, right? So don't stress about it. That's not what this channel isn't to teach everybody. This channel is to provide messages for those that need to hear it at the moment that they need to hear it. Sometimes you might stumble upon this video. Most likely, if you watch this video, it's going to show up in your feed, in months' time. It's going to replay back. I feel like that's how the algorithm works. It happens with me. We have compassionate healer. It's coming from it's coming under the data card, so it's important to relate this to you guys when it comes down to it. Movement potentially could be healing you guys, and they might want you guys to be more active because this is a movement card for the dancer. So movement, even if we take away the dancer part, just say movement, right? You guys might be in situations where your health is like one of your biggest priorities. They potentially want you guys to get out there and do some more movement, whether it's going for a slight walk. You don't have to go beast mode with the fitness and all of that stuff. I'm not going to recommend you guys. I'm not going to sit here and tell you guys you got to do push-ups and you got to be strong. I'm not even going to try to project anything that I do onto you guys. But I will say this. If your body's a temple and, that is your vehicle, that's how you transport your soul, that's how your soul transports around the world, it is important that you guys acknowledge that. So if you guys need to get out there, do some walking and stuff like that in the afternoons after you get up from work or whatever the case is, or after you do whatever it is you do in your day, right? Because I don't say work because I don't want you guys feeling like just because you clock in somewhere, it means you're important, or it means you're more important than the next person, or it means that, oh, well, no. I look at work, whatever you do in your day. You could be a house person that you just like to clean and stuff. You could be, when I say clean, I'm talking about your house or whatever the case is. You can be in situations where you answer phone calls. Whatever it is that your task is in your day, that's what I consider work. So after your needs are done, you can just go for a stroll, or you can go in the morning prior to your things that you have to do. We have compassion. So you can be compassionate for others as well. You can be compassionate for healing. I was actually going to start a online training, but I didn't really enjoy it as much as I enjoy talking to people and kind of shining light on certain subjects and just kind of just expressing myself through ways that could potentially heal and help and motivate and assist others as well. So I don't know where you guys are located, but hopefully if my language and your language is compatible and you understand my language and you understand the message that I'm trying to get across, hopefully that helps. That is my compassion sharing to the world. Now I do like doing YouTube and stuff, so I think it's really great. But I'm trying to form it in a way that's kind of different. As you can see, I'm doing readings a lot differently, but that's okay because I'm just being myself, and I feel like that's the best way that I can come across you guys, being myself. That's just how I feel like I could build the best audience that I can and the best community, right? But you guys could potentially be a healer or a having compassion. Now, like I said, I can't really tell you guys exactly I didn't say this, but I can't tell you your future, whatever the case is. But what I can do is provide some sort of messages by reading these cards or whatever comes out. I feel like that's, divine. But yeah, that's all I really can do. But I will try, or I do try my best to elaborate from a personal aspect, right? We have inspiration, Holy One. This comes from on the free spirit and passion. So this could be situations where you're starting to be you're in a position where you're starting to have a lot more faith in the Holy One or the higher power to allow you to guide your free spirit, right? When it comes on the free spirit where you're taking risks and you're taking chances, you're pretty much asking for assistance from the higher power or the Holy One. And these are the type of situations that you're taking risk on your passion. Like, this is something that you generally want to do. Like, if, for an example, let's say you work right now, you're clocking in, you're a cashier. Let's say you're a cashier at like a Walgreens or Walmart or some type of grocery store. I just named the biggest. I don't live nowhere near none of them locations. I don't even stay in the same country that has this name brands. I just said that because I'm pretty sure most of the world knows what a Walmart is and a Walgreens. Like, that's just something that is very known, right? So if you ever traveled, right? Let's just say you work there, but your passion is like mechanics. And I said mechanics, I'm very familiar with mechanics, or as familiar as with that than any other job, or not any other job, because I won't say I work mechanics, but it's a very popular brand, I should say, a very popular name. Like, people heard mechanics, they pretty much everywhere has a vehicle. So when I say that is because you're willing to take risk or take the chances of missing a paycheck or whatever the case is, if you're already, saved up or whatever the case is. You're being practical, you're making moves, but you're willing to take a leap of faith and you're incorporating the Holy One into your day-to-day life so that you can take that leap of faith towards your passion. And taking that leap of faith displays free spirit. You're allowing your spirit to be free. You're allowing your soul to connect with the things that it desires. So that's inspiration. You again inspired. I could potentially inspire you. You might inspire me. You never know, right? So we're just being inspired from the Holy One to chase our passion and to be free spirit for the things that we desire. All right, what's next for the Leos? We have mother or nurturers, right? So a lot of you guys might correlate this card with a mother, but it's really just nurturing. Nurturing is coming on the flow as well as leadership. As you guys know, if you have a divine connection with your mother, then you will consider her a leader. Leaders, again, like I said, most of the best leaders, now I'm not going to say in the world or nothing like that. I'm not going to list off any leader because I don't know their actual intentions. I was not around when these history leaders was around, so I'm not going to try to list off anybody. But what I will say is, for me personally, when I see a good leader, it's someone that's very flexible, someone that can relate to our individual needs. They will come to you, they will come to me, they will be able to correlate the best information possible and also be able to handle us differently if need be. Like, you might be somebody that's very anxious to learn. I might be something that's somebody laid back and kind of chill, and they can kind of work with our energies on different levels, right? They're very open-minded is what I'm saying. They're very flow. They flow like water. They don't really have a specific way of teaching. They can be diverse, right? So this could be a nurturing aspect. Most times we want our mother nature or our mother earth or our mother by genetics to have some sort of nurturing position to be able to work with us and not against us, and be flexible when we need them to be. So this could be energies that you guys are stepping into. Either you're going to be motherly or you're going to be nurturing. This will for masculines as well. You can have that motherly side when it comes on the kids as well. You can be nurturing. You can have patience with them. You can be flexible with things like that. So just kind of allowing the world to be nurturing to you guys. You guys are going to be stepping into this. Either you're stepping into this environment or this environment is displaying itself to you, that everything around you is starting to be a lot more nurturing. As I talked about earlier, when that situation happened with my bike or my motorcycle, it was a lady that actually asked us, me and my wife, hey, are you guys all right? And we was like, yeah, we're cool, because like I said, we moved on from that energy, and that is showing that the energy around you may be nurturing, or maybe looking out for your best interests, right? Okay, what's next for the Leos? Okay, we have gardener or cultivate. So this is just growing stuff, right? Putting things into fruitation to be able to sort of just grow, right? I mean, I just really no other words that I could really try to express it. I don't want to sound like I'm just pulling out words that just don't make sense. So I'm just going to say grow. I'm going to keep it very simple with this card. I'm just going to say grow. You're doing things to grow. Now you have a butterfly, so you're going to be in transition as well, right? A flower starts from a seed as well, right? So this is falling under the Inventor card as well as the Warrior card. Excuse me. So if I was to bring this up, which I will, there's ideas that you have. Those are seeds. When you place them into a warrior perspective, meaning you're going to get these things done. You wrote it on a piece of paper, you're going to get them done. Now you have started to water them. When you put them in a warrior perspective, you have now started to water them. You're willing to grow these seeds. You're a warrior. Then you cultivate them. So now you're taking care of these seeds. These seeds represent your ideas and your dreams and desires and things like that. As they grow, as they cultivate, as they flourish, all of that good stuff, you will start to reap the benefits of them and things like that, if it's an apple tree or whatever. My point is, it starts from somewhere. There's the energy you're in. You're understanding that in order for any type of dream or desire or whatever to occur, you have to start planting these seeds. You have to start cultivating them. You have to start putting them into perspective. When the warrior card comes out for you guys, this is a point of, by any means, and listen, not in a sense where you're creating bodily, physical, emotional, or spiritual harm on another individual to get your desires, because then that will be a selfish act. When you're in a position where you're genuinely doing what you need to do or doing what you desire without causing bodily harm, emotional harm, physical, financial, anything like that, involving another individual, and you're generally doing out of the kindness of your heart, and you're willing to provide value at a reasonable rate, that's when all these things will occur, right? So keep in mind, when you guys are planting your seeds, or you guys are planting your dreams and desires, just be very mindful of all those different aspects. And your final message is communicator or message, right? So this movement that might happen in your surroundings, whether it be birds. I like seeing red birds when I go for my run. So that could be a message for me as well. Now, when it comes on to movement, things happening in your surroundings. Why I say movement is because movement came off of the first card. So movement, you got to watch the things that's happening in your surroundings. You got to have compassion when you're becoming a communicator. Communication could be you walking in a grocery store saying hello, to you telling your cousin or your brother or your sister or your family member or your wife or your husband a situation, a story that might have happened, right? You're becoming a communicator. You're spreading knowledge, right? That knowledge could be either to heal or destroy. You have to pick your own battles or your own type of intentions, right? I can't choose that for you. But your ultimate message for this one is being a communicator as well as receiving messages. Now notice, you receive messages to either communicate or to assist yourself. Hopefully you guys are passing on the knowledge because it doesn't cost anything to pass it on, right? It may help and assist others as well. And that's kind of where you're doing it in a selfless way. You see what I'm saying? So, comes down to it. We're going to go ahead and list off, right? You guys are moving a free spirit. You learn to flow like water. You're being genuine with the inventions or the creative aspects that you guys are occurring in. You guys are learning to have movement when it comes on your passion, possibly actually taking action towards those things. Leadership or a ruler. You guys are having a warrior spirit, as well as showing compassion, possibly to heal yourself or others, and others. You guys are being inspired, possibly by the Holy One or others in your surroundings, as well as nurturing. You guys understand that you guys need to start things in order to grow them, or cultivating situations, as well as messages. So when you receive the messages, ensure to communicate them to other people in need if you have the capabilities or the resource to do so, or it's in the same facility as it'll be the energy that will really tell it all. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Hopefully this helped, it assisted, hopefully. thank you guys so much for your time. That's the most important thing, and I will always say that's the most important thing you can provide. So thank you guys so much for that. Let me know in the comment section. I will be sure to get back to you as soon as possible. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Stay up, stay safe. God loves you. You already know what that's about. Make sure you guys are praying. Make sure you guys are staying focused. And I will see you guys on the next video. Thanks for watching. See y'all soon.